2020. It remains a year unlike any other we've ever seen, and someday historians will write huge volumes just describing the events and experiences of this year. And there's no guarantee that when the calendar changes to 2021, things will immediately get better. I'd be pretty sure it'll take more than the flip of a page to make all things better. So here we are. Last spring, I talked with you about a webinar I'd attended where scientists reported that their research showed there was no safe way for singers to rehearse together or sing together until there's a vaccine for COVID-19 that was widely available and a treatment protocol that is 95% effective in providing a cure for the disease, and that this might be 18 to 24 months away. It's 6 months later now, so where are we? We're hearing encouraging news about a vaccine. We're hearing that the doctors have learned a great deal about how to treat this novel coronavirus. And yet, things are not all better. Case counts are rising everywhere throughout the country. Hospitals are crowded and resources are stretched. Healthcare workers are under extreme stress. We're hearing more about super spreader events where somehow one person with the virus can infect many others all at one time. We know now that a person with COVID-19 may be contagious 48 to 72 hours before they start to experience any symptoms. Emerging research shows that people may actually be most likely to spread the virus to others during the 48 hours before they themselves show any symptoms. I could be giving it to you before I even know I have it. And scientists say that an estimated 20% of people infected with coronavirus are symptom-free. And the fact that I don't have symptoms doesn't mean I'm not contagious. Asymptomatic carriers can spread this virus as efficiently as those who are noticeably sick. I could be carrying the virus. I could infect you. You could get a bad case, end up in the hospital, or even die, and you and I might not even know that I was the one who gave it to you. And science now shows that you can be infected by being in the same space with someone who has it for 15 minutes within the course of a 24-hour day, even if not 15 minutes all at once. Sisters and brothers, this is grim news. This is upsetting. So what do we usually do when we're under stress or upset? Well, if you're like me, you go to church, and you get together with your brothers and sisters, and you sing, and you play your instruments. I had a young flute student tell me one time, "Ms. Knouse, if I could say it with words, I wouldn't need to play the flute." She's right. That's how we feel. Music expresses things we can't say. So we've lost a lot in not being able to make music the way we love, and we're grieving for that. Singing in choirs expresses our faith and it strengthens our faith. We can't do that now. Our bands and brass choirs are amazing communities of fellowship and service where people of all levels of ability and accomplishment combine their gifts to make music with deep meaning. We can't do that the same way we'd like to. Hearing our children's choirs singing sparks our hope for the future of the church and the world. We can't do that. Singing our favorite songs and hymns in the congregation, hearing others sing all around us, raises our spirits and strengthens our souls more so than many other things we can do. We can't do that now. But my friends, we've been careful for many, many months already. Now is not the time to relax our vigilance. But we know that colleges and schools and professional groups are making music. How can they do it and we can't? Their mission is different from ours. They're teaching musicians, they're working to make a living. Their needs and their mission are different from ours. And their resources, they have resources that most churches do not. Many schools and universities, many professional groups are using much wider spacing, and they're meeting in much larger spaces. In many cases, they've spent thousands of dollars beefing up ventilation systems, air exchangers, filtration systems, and adding ultraviolet lights. They're limiting the length of rehearsals and allowing ample time between rehearsals and classes for all the air in the space to be refreshed. And in many cases, they're using specially made singer's masks and masks and bell covers especially designed for those who play wind instruments. These groups have resources that most churches do not, and they have a different mission and different needs. So what's a good Moravian to do? First and foremost, brothers and sisters, we must take seriously our responsibility as Christians to care for one another, and especially to care for the most vulnerable among us. It's not about what we want to do. It's about what's best for everyone. Cutting straight to the point, my best counsel is this: don't sing in groups. Just don't. But if you're singing at all, it should be in a group no larger than a quartet, and space yourselves 15 to 20 feet apart and 15 to 20 feet away from anyone else, and keep your mask on. If you're singing, invest in singers' masks. They're designed to give you freedom of movement for your jaw, so you can take a deep breath through it and you can drop your jaw to get the sound you want, and the mask stays where it's supposed to be. My second major point is this: don't play in a large band, brass ensemble, trombone choir, or wind ensemble. If you're playing at all, make it no more than a quartet or quintet. Stay 8 to 10 feet apart, side by side, not facing each other, not blowing through your horns in someone's direction. Do this outdoors and make sure nobody's downwind from you. This is pretty grim, isn't it? I've been talking about what we can't do. What can we do? We can sing in virtual choirs. The technology for this is becoming more widely known and more sophisticated. And if you're one of the many of us who don't like their individual voice to be heard, even by the person putting together a video, so turn your mic off, lip sync it, record silence, but with your face, so that someone who sees that choir and hears that choir sing can see your face in it and be joyful. We can enjoy string instruments, banjos, mandolins, guitars, widely spaced apart, masked. We can play in handbell choirs, widely spaced apart, masked, gloves, and not sharing bells. Lidditz Moravian Church has done this, and I'm sure others have as well. We can have one singer in a different room with the audio piped into the room where others may be. I encourage you, let me be stronger than that. I beg you to follow the guidelines set out by governmental authorities at the local and state levels. They have your health and well-being in mind, and they have access to the most up-to-date data and scientific research. Please listen to them. And finally, friends, last spring I told you that we as musicians share 5 important gifts. And aren't all Moravians musicians at heart? So this applies to all of us. We are collaborative. We know that we're stronger together than alone. What we can do together is far more impressive than any of our individual efforts. We are hospitable. We are experienced in exercising widespread forgiveness and open-armed acceptance to those with whom we make music, those with whom we sing in our congregations. We're resourceful. By the very nature of the musical art, we have to be versatile, adaptive, flexible, creative, energetic, collaborative, and this is in our lives as well as in our craft. We are disciplined. None of us popped out of the womb able to sing or play at the level we do now. We had to learn, and we did so. We are perceptive. We can see and rejoice in tiny moments of beauty all around us. I challenge us now to add another attribute, one that will be very visible to the community at large. Let's make this a part of our life from this point forward. We care for the community, especially the most vulnerable among us. We are willing to consider our not singing, our not playing, as our gift to God and our sacrifice of love for our brothers and sisters. It may be a while yet before we're able to sing and play together as we long to do, as choir and band members and as congregations. Let's commit ourselves to doing whatever we can do now, so that when we are able to sing and play together, every one of us is still here, every one of us is still able to join in the music. May God bless you with music in your heart and mind. May God bless you with the memories of music you've made and heard before. And may God bless you with the hope of the music we will share together in a post-pandemic future in this life, and with the hope of the music, the heavenly music, when the realm of God is finally and fully realized. Thanks be to God.